Welcome back, DIYers. Today we're doing an oil change on a 2017 Toyota Highlander XLE all-wheel drive V6 non-hybrid. Here you'll see all the equipment, tools, and parts I use with the specifications on screen too, if that's all you need. A list of items and specifications will also be in the description below. Let's get started. We'll need to get underneath the Highlander to perform the oil change. Since we're working on an SUV, we only need a little bit more clearance. So I'm using car ramps to make it easier on myself. To be safe, we'll also block off the rear wheels with some wooden chucks. We can pop the hood by pulling the lever inside the vehicle, located here. On the hood, there's a lever right around the center. Feel around for that, and the hood will release. Set the prop like I'm doing here. Unscrewing the oil cap will help the oil drain faster, and you'll see the grade of oil the Highlander needs is located on the cap. It never hurts to double check that. We can also use the oil to check that the dipstick looks normal and it isn't cloudy or sludgy. Now that we checked the oil, let's head underneath the car to find the location of the oil pan and drain bolt. The oil filter housing is located here, and the drain bolt is located here. You'll need a 14mm socket and ratchet to loosen the drain plug. If we're lucky, this isn't over-tightened. And it looks like we're okay. Now that the bolt is loose, I like to remove it by hand to avoid getting any oil on the ratchet and socket. Disposable gloves like I'm wearing are great too to both avoid the chemicals in the oil and to make cleanup easier. While that finishes draining, let's set up the oil pan drain bolt with a new washer. Toyota recommends that the washer be replaced every time the drain plug is removed, and they are about $1 each, though you do have to buy them in a 10-pack. Referral links will be in the description below if you want to buy and support the channel that way. When the oil is finished draining, we can put the drain plug back in. The torque spec for the drain plug is 30 foot-pounds of torque, which is roughly hand tight plus a quarter turn. And be kind to your future self or the next mechanic. Don't over tighten it. With the oil drained and the plug back in, let's prepare for the next step. Here's the new OEM filter from the dealer, and you'll see instructions on how to use the plastic drain tool attachment that comes in the box. This attachment helps empty the oil filter housing before we pull it off. We'll take that out of the box and we'll leave the rest of the stuff for later. Use the drive square on a 3/8 ratchet to remove the filter housing plug. It should come off with little resistance. Then take the drain attachment and pop it onto the filter housing. Give it a couple minutes to fully drain. It's a great time for a coffee break or to take a moment to like and subscribe if you like DIY videos like this. Thank you for supporting the channel. When the housing is done draining, you can remove the drain attachment. The O-ring for the drain plug might get a little stuck on the tool, which isn't a problem since the filter kit comes with a replacement anyways. Now we're ready to remove the oil filter housing. This generation of V6 needs a massive 64mm filter wrench to remove the reusable filter housing. You can buy the wrench from a dealership, but I'll link the one I'm using below. I recommend spending a little money here to get a decent quality one. The last thing you want is to damage the filter housing with a poorly fitting wrench and to have to replace the housing, the wrench, or both. Or as you can see, a good cap wrench is a big help when the last guy really over-tightens the housing. It definitely doesn't need to be this tight, and it shouldn't need a breaker bar like I switched to here just to get it loose. With the housing removed, we can prepare the new filter. Here, we're removing the O-ring with a pick tool. A small flathead screwdriver works just as well. The filter kit comes with new O-rings. Put on the new O-ring so that it sits in this groove. Don't be tempted to roll it all the way down to the bottom. After that, cover it with a little oil to help it seal. You'll see that I kinda just rubbed leftover oil on the new O-ring when seating it. The little O-ring matches the one that got stuck on the drain tool. That goes on the bottom where the housing drain bolt will go in. You can put a little oil here too. Spin on the drain bolt for now, and we'll properly torque it when we put the housing back on. Lastly, the filter element fits in either direction. When placing it on, you'll feel it click into place. You could put a little oil in it if you want to prime it, but I generally don't anymore to avoid introducing debris to the inside of the filter, which is the clean side. Now we're ready to put on the filter housing. We'll torque it to 18 foot-pounds, which is so little that you can just screw it in hand tight if you wanted. We'll put on the drain bolt as well, which is only 10 foot-pounds. If you're using a torque wrench on the drain bolt, it will click before it tightens the housing more. And now back up top, we know from the oil cap that we need a 0W20 weight oil. So we'll be using this Kirkland Full Synthetic, which meets the ILSAC GF6A requirement that Toyota recommends. The Highlander needs 5.8 quarts of oil, but we'll first pour 5 quarts in. By the way, if anyone has watched my videos before, I already made this exact video on a 2022 Highlander. It's really cool to see that the steps are exactly the same for the previous generation. Now that we have 5 quarts in, before we add the remaining, let's get the car off the ramps. Not only will ensure the car is level, but we need to start the car anyway to fill the oil filter with oil too. With that done, we'll check the dipstick to confirm how close we are to full. Typically, the space between the min line and the max line represent 1 quart of oil. Here, I'm about 0.8 of a quart short, which is where I should be. So I'll top that off with my last bottle. We'll start the car one final time and let it sit for a couple minutes to let the oil drain back to the pan. Then we'll check the dipstick one last time to confirm that we're good. And lastly, we want to reset the oil maintenance reminder. Start the car and make sure that the dashboard is on trip A. Once there, you'll need 2 hands. Don't ask me where the camera is right now. Next, we'll want to turn the car off. From there, hold down the trip reset button on the dashboard and try starting the Highlander as you normally would. If my finger weren't in the way, you would see resetting maintenance data on the dash along with a series of beeps. The process doesn't even reset the trip A counter if you're using it to track how many times you had to drop off your kid this week. And that's it. I hope you liked this video, and if you have a newer generation Highlander, the first video that I ever made was for that vehicle. Or if you have a RAV4, I got you covered too. Those videos should be popping up now. Thanks for watching. I'm Alan, and this is Metaloop.